Europe is famous for its high-tech infrastructure and advanced economy. So in this video, we bring you the list of the top 10 richest economies of Europe as of 2020. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Number 10. Denmark. On number 10 we have Denmark. Denmark has an estimated net worth of $347 billion as of 2019. In Denmark, the unemployment rate eased further in August from May's peak, boding well for household spending. Meanwhile, the manufacturing PMI remained in expansionary territory throughout the quarter, increasing notably in September. However, both consumer and business sentiment turned more pessimistic in September, likely impacted by a surge in new COVID-19 cases, which led to the announcement of new restrictions midway through the month. The restrictions were extended in early October until the end of the month, which could weigh on momentum. As such, consumer sentiment remained pessimistic in the month of October, albeit improving slightly. Meanwhile, on 31 August the government tabled the 2021 draft budget, which focuses on safeguarding employment and local businesses, mitigating the fallout from the pandemic. Number 9. Austria. Kicking off our list with number 9 we have Austria. The economy should have emerged from recession in the third quarter. Austria has an estimated net worth of $446 billion as of 2019. Looking at research data, economic activity will likely be dented by new restrictive measures announced in mid-October amid a surge in new coronavirus cases. Meanwhile, on 14 October, the government tabled the 2021 draft budget, which will see greater spending on climate issues, despite a projected fiscal deficit of 6.3% of GDP due to the fallout from the pandemic. However, the budget does not include promised tax reform measures. After a record hit to GDP this year, the economy is forecast to recover notably in 2021 as domestic and external demand strengthens. However, the reading will be partly flattered by a supportive base effect. Continued fiscal support should further buttress economic activity, although lingering uncertainty over the evolution of the pandemic clouds the outlook. Focus Economics panelists forecast GDP will grow 4.7% in the year 2021, which is down 0.1 percentage points from last month and 3% in the year 2022. Number 8. Sweden. Kicking off the list with Sweden, one of the most popular and attractive destinations for tourists in the world. Sweden has an estimated GDP of $529 billion as of 2020. We expect real GDP to decline by 3.8% in 2020, owing to the supply and demand side shock emerging from the global outbreak of the novel coronavirus. The economy should partly recover in the year 2021, and we forecast growth of 2.9%. Sweden's public finances are in a relatively stronger position than the euro area average, and therefore the government has considerable fiscal space to further expedite the financial recovery. However, slow development in the export sector will weigh on the overall recovery. Number 7. Iceland. On number 7, there is Iceland. Research shows, after suffering the second sharpest contraction, the economy started to show tentative signs of recovery. Iceland has an estimated GDP of $24 billion as of 2019, but even though it stands at number 8 due to its GDP per capita of $67,037, which is even more than the GDP per capita of Sweden. Consumer confidence shot up in September from August's near-decade low, while exports rebounded powerfully in the same month to their highest value since October 2019. However, the unemployment rate ticked up to a 4-month high in September, likely capping private consumption. Moreover, overnight stays decreased at a sharper rate in September than in August, pointing to a still subdued tourism sector. Turning to research done by experts, new COVID-19 related restrictions were implemented in early October due to a rapid surge in new cases, which will likely hamper economic movement in the quarter. Meanwhile, on the political front, on 1 October, the government tabled the 2021 draft budget, which focuses on improving healthcare, welfare and education while easing the tax burden. Number 6. Netherlands. The Netherlands is the 6th largest economy in the European Union. Netherlands has an estimated GDP of $907 billion as of 2019. The Netherlands plays an important role as a European transportation hub with a consistently high trade surplus, stable industrial relations, and low unemployment. Industry focuses on food processing, chemicals, petroleum refining, and electrical machinery. A highly mechanized agricultural sector employs only 2% of the labor force but provides large surpluses for food processing and underpins the country's status as the world's second-largest agricultural exporter. The Netherlands is part of the Eurozone and as such, its monetary policy is controlled by the European Central Bank. The Dutch financial sector is highly concentrated, with 4 commercial banks possessing over 80% of banking assets and is 4 times the size of Dutch GDP. Number 5. Germany. On number 5, we have Germany. Germany's economic freedom score is 73.5, making its economy the 27th freest in the 2020 index. Germany has an estimated GDP of $3.9 trillion as of 2019. Its overall score is unchanged from the 2019 index, with an uptick in the government integrity score offset by a drop in judicial effectiveness. Germany is ranked 14th among 45 states in the Europe region, and its overall score is well above the regional and world averages. Excessive government spending and costly labor regulations are the chief culprits, slowing the expansion of economic freedom and the economy itself in Germany. Prospects for market-oriented reforms in either category are slim under the current administration. The government has doubled down on an exclusive package of measures to address climate variation that The Economist estimates will cost €54 billion by the year 2023. Number 4. Norway. Kicking off the list with number 4 we have Norway. Norway has an estimated net worth of $418 billion as of 2019. Norway stands at number 4 due to its GDP per capita, which is $77,975 as of 2019. In Norway, GDP grew mildly in August, slowing from July's level as household spending lost steam evidenced by a slowdown in retail sales during the month and coming amid decelerating industrial production growth. Well, positively, merchandise exports in September shrank at the softest rate since February as oil production picked up from April's nadir. Additionally, merchandise imports expanded for the fourth consecutive month, signaling improving domestic demand. Meanwhile, the government announced its draft budget for 2021, totaling $315 billion around United States $35 billion and nearly 10% of mainland GDP and continuing the expansionary stance of the previous year's plan. Details include a growth-promoting cut to working capital and measures to continue mitigating the pandemic's impact on the labor market. The economy is set for a healthy rebound in the year 2021, following this year's pandemic-induced contraction. Number 3. Ireland. Ireland has a GDP of $398 billion as of 2019 and a GDP per capita of $80,504. The research data revealed points to a frail economic scenario after GDP plummeted at a record-breaking pace in different research resources. Following robust expansions in the month of July, industrial output swung to a contraction in August and retail sales growth lost some pace in the same month. Moreover, while the manufacturing PMI stagnated in the month of September, the services PMI fell back into negative territory amid falling new business. Discussing the research resources, due to a surging number of new virus cases, the establishments imposed a 6-week lockdown effective from 22 October, closing all non-essential businesses, bars and restaurants, while also limiting movement, which is set to weigh on the action in the quarter. Meanwhile, on 13 October, the government presented the 2021 budget draft with a spending package of almost €18 billion, the largest in Irish history, aiming to prop up the economy amid the fallout from the health crisis. Number 2. Switzerland. On number 2 we have Switzerland with a GDP of $715 billion as of 2019. Switzerland's GDP per capita is $83,717 as of 2019. The economy appeared to recover robustly. Different resources downturn as restrictions on the activity at home was lifted. The KOF economic barometer hit a 10-year high in September amid positive signs from the manufacturing and hospitality sectors. Moreover, both the manufacturing and services PMIs raised throughout the quarter and retail sales were solid in July and August. However, the recovery could be slowing heading into different research resources. External demand is likely suffering from fresh lockdown measures abroad, and the federal government limited public meetings in mid-October amid a surge in new COVID-19 cases. However, the uncertain evolution of the virus and tense relations with the EU, due to differences over the renegotiation of the trading relationship, pose downside risks. Number 1. Luxembourg. On top of our today's list, we have Luxembourg. Even though the GDP of Luxembourg is only $71 billion as of 2019, but the GDP per capita is very high in Luxembourg. According to sources, it was $115,839 as of 2019. Incoming data proposed the economy gradually recovered in the third quarter after GDP contracted for the first time in nearly 8 years in the second quarter on the blow dealt by the coronavirus health crisis. New car registrations rallied in July and August, hinting at improved consumer spending in the quarter as restrictions were gradually lifted. Moreover, the unemployment rate logged the lowest reading in 6 months in September, indicating that the labor market continued to stabilize. Meanwhile, economic sentiment improved overall in the quarter, albeit deteriorating slightly in September amid renewed COVID-19 concerns as cases spiked again. Meanwhile, on 14 October, the government lay out and revealed its 2021 draft budget aimed at containing the fallout from the COVID-19 crisis and back up a healthy recovery, particularly through the increased investment of 4.3% of GDP, euros 2.7 billion. So, this was all about the top 10 economies of Europe as of 2020. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon so you never miss an update. See you in the next video. Till then, take care. Thanks for watching.